Soul family. Have you noticed in the country of USA, for example, and all these other Western countries outside of Canada and UK, USA has been known to share a lot of overweight people in that country ever since slavery, right? Because I see a lot of overweight melanated people that look African, look Caribbean. I see a lot of overweight individuals of any ethnic group, right? This is not a good look because a lot of sons and daughters, they will always hear stories about their mother and father bragging about how they was like a athletic freak of nature in high school and college. There was like a super lean machine where they were doing gymnastics or track or soccer or football or basketball or whatever type of sport they was doing at a school curriculum, right? So, but their sons and daughters, when they see their current father and mother, their current father and mother is like out of shape and obese and have beer bellies and saggy chests and all this type of stuff, man, just looking very abominable. And I'm like, it's all due to these depressing job systems and money and toxins that stresses out a lot of these individuals. We get that, but that's not a main excuse to let yourself go and get out of shape and have a out of shape body, looking obese, looking like a ogre. And a lot of sons and daughters has suffered this, and they didn't really get to it. They don't really get to experience their father and their mother like being these superhero, spiritual book, athletic freak of nature type of people that they was that their own parents was bragging to be. Because like here's my thing, right? Like me, I'm the type of individual, I have to see things in order to accept it. When people talk about how they used to be this in high school, college, talking about they was athletic freak of nature, it's like, then how do you let yourself go? Like how do you let yourself be consumed with genetic modified alcohol and drugs, and let your whole body get out of whack? You looking like Shrek from the ogre and looking like these horror movie obese characters. Like that's not good look at all, soul family. And this is not a joking matter. This is serious. Like this stuff is depressing to see, man. Like, I'm not even gonna speak on myself because this is a problem in the Western countries. Like for example, let's say you got a super athletic individual, whether it was whether they are the son or daughter of biological parents that they're just like obese, but the son and daughter, they're like super lean, they're like athletic freaks of nature, just like these spiritual goddesses and spiritual guys you would see in these African books and Asian books. And then you look at their parents and it's like it doesn't add up. Like, do they have the same DNA? Because why is this individual that's the son and daughter of those biological parents is like an athletic freak of nature, but their biological father and mother is not an athletic freak of nature? They're just like obese slops. Like for real, soul family. Like this stuff is not good at all, man. Like in my advice to a lot of these parents that have these sons and daughters, like if you are not in shape right now, like get yourself in shape. Like don't let all these money and taxes like be the main excuse why you've been obese for the last 30 years. That's not no excuse at all, man. Like that's not no excuse, man. Like for real. Like it's not a good look for your daughters and sons to see you be like obese and out of shape, because I could tell you right now, a lot of these individuals who got biological mothers and fathers that's out in the Asian countries, the African Caribbean countries, their mother and fathers looking like they're teenagers with how they keep themselves in shape. That's how you are supposed to be if you're one of those parents in these Western countries like USA, aka United Slaves of America, KKK, and you're obese and fat as fuck. Like you're supposed to be in shape. Like don't let these money and taxes and bills be the reason why you let yourself go. Because I've seen a lot of obese women in USA, and particularly these Afro hair women in the country of USA. Their excuse for being obese is from having children, and they just they just let themselves stay that way. These jobs and bills and taxes and money and money issues and having all these offsprings is the reason why they are obese. And I'm like, that's not really an excuse, man, because you literally got sons and daughters that's literally looking at you to see if you was like this athletic freak of nature that you was bragging to be in high school and college. Like, so you get yourself in shape to look like Oshun, Oya, and all these Orishas, because a lot of those female Orishas, they were like super in shape. They looking like Wonder Woman from DC Comics, like for real. Like because our bodies are not meant to be obese. We are not the Darrows from Malachi Z. York's books when he was talking about all these different extraterrestrials and celestials and all these other type of species in the multiverse. We are not the Darrows. And the Darrows were like some fat pig slop ass looking people who can and they cannot breathe when they eat. The Darrows, they could not breathe when they eat, soul family. They had to eat fast in order to digest the food, right? Because a lot of people that's like obese, they gotta eat fast to digest the food. And that's not really good at all, man. That's like very depressing to go through. I wouldn't put myself through that, soul family. Like for my age, I'm pretty much in shape for my age. Same soul family. So I'm 28 years young. I'm in shape for a person of my age. Being 28 years young and I'm lean, I'm pretty in shape for my age. You know what I'm saying? Because most people be obese in the country of USA by the time they're like only 24. That's saying a whole lot how bad it is out there, soul family. Same thing with UK and Canada. A lot of people are out of shape. A lot of people is obese for their height. A lot of people be 5'5", weighing at 300 pounds. In UK, USA, or Canada. That's not a good look, soul family. You know, because there's a lot of these parents in these Western countries like USA, UK, and Canada, right? So they have these offsprings, and you know they're not able to do any athletic things with their offsprings by the time their offsprings are like teenagers and up, just because they let themselves go and be obese and out of shape and just consume so much liquor, alcohol, and all these genetic modified drugs that just kills the human body, right? So that's not a good look at all, so family. Because if you look at the African countries, the Caribbean countries, the Asian countries, for example, in the Middle East countries, in those four country regions, you literally have men and women who is like in their 70s and 80s who can do athletic things as if they were a teenager. Let that sink in, soul family. You got grown legal age men and women who are in their 70s and 80s in the African, Caribbean, Asian, and the Middle East countries doing things like they're a teenager with their athletic ability, just because they took care of their health and they made sure they stayed in shape, soul family. But you don't see this stuff out in the Western countries like USA, UK, and Canada, because look at the mascot of Republicans and Democrats in USA, right? It shows a fucking pig. Shows the goddamn pig that's fucking out of shape, yeah? So it's like, what the world, soul family? This stuff is not good at all. If you one of those parents that just had offsprings in the country of USA, UK, and Canada, make sure you keep yourself in shape. Don't let yourself be obese. Just don't do that. Don't do that at all, man. Don't do that. It's not good. It's not good for your health.